proud of everything out there. We had a great crowd. We had a great. Our fans were into it. I want to give Washington all you can give them. That was hard. That was real hard division game, and but our guys just really never slacked off. You can go down through several of them that made key plays for us. I can speak to a lot of them. I like the way our offensive line protected Cooper. I thought we had some lanes, but give them a lot of credit. They're a tough bunch to run on. But that was a good win for us.
Why do you think Cooper Rush was so successful again?
Well, I think he knows he's got a lot of confidence in the offense that he knows where the cars are on the freeway. And he's got, to his credit, he in the passing game, he can get the ball there. He gets a good ball to the receivers. They've got confidence in him. He is sitting there with some good, really outstanding protection against a good rush in Washington. So I just can't say enough about how his play has what it possibly has done for this team this season, and to give us a chance to sit here after these last 3 ball games and maybe have the opportunity we've got for the rest of the year. It's amazing, and it's far more than I could have ever expected.
Dak Prescott, there was a report that said he could be back as early as next week. Do you have any update on what your thoughts are?
Yeah, I can't give you anything there medically. I don't think anybody knows how he's going to grip the ball, but certainly we're feel a lot better about the way Cooper's playing, the way the team is playing, the way our offensive line has evolved, what we're doing to have pieces of position flex in that offensive line should give you a real good feeling about dealing with what ifs as we go on through this season. And so I know as compared to when we came out of training camp, our personnel is far more solid and predictable than it was when we were coming out of training camp. And it's because these guys have gotten this play time, and because some of the guys aren't out there and others are taking their place.
Is Dak throwing yet?
I really don't know that I'd call that throwing, what he's doing, but he's certainly got movement, but I wouldn't know if he's throwing at a level that you could say the grip and everything is, again, effectively a good throw, a good normal passing throw.
Knowing what Michael Gallup has been through, how can you put into words the emotions of seeing him make his comeback today and score a touchdown in that regard?
Well, I know that my heart was with him. Everybody's heart should be with him. That's quite a step mentally to come back from the type of injury that Michael has. That's tough for any of these players to play through injury and get back on a confidence basis your strength or your ability to play the game. He's been patient with himself. Obviously, as a team, we're patient with him. It was good to see him make that contribution out here today.
Jerry, Trayvon had an interception for the 2nd straight game, a couple other late pass breakups. How did he contribute today, and how have you seen him improve even from last year?
Well, I think, are you talking about Diggs?
Yes.
Diggs, I'm sorry, okay. The way he positioned, we talk about how he has the skill to become the receiver when it's in the air. Now that one was in slow motion almost for all of us. It really wasn't, but you had such a clear shot of him becoming the receiver as the ball was thrown and in the air. And everybody's going to get to see that all over the league. So that the quarterback, you got 2 receivers running out there. One of yours is out there. So I was, of course, again, I just shook my head and said, that is such a visual of his unique skill to play the ball, to get it in the air, and to position himself to make the play. He just becomes, as we know, and I don't want to be trite, but he does become the receiver out there.
How much credit during these 3 games do you give Mike McCarthy for how he's coached this team without Dak?
Well, I don't know how you could say enough about how he's handled this team initially starting out. It's like a pitcher, to me, a big boxer, a fighter, and walking out and just getting absolutely hit with the best shot you ever could right on the chin, first step out of it. Now, how do you get that all back together? Well, give him his due. He has managed to right the ship, steady it, and then progressively get this team in shape to play without Dak. And that's a team-wide thing. I think it would be an injustice not to give him the kind of credit as head coach for getting this thing righted and getting it to this point. And what's happened over the last 3 weeks is with the makeup of our team, and I think our personnel, and I think our potential with the makeup of this team, these 3 games got us back in the hunt. Okay, good.
Defensively, you guys only allow a touchdown each game. I know you thought the defense would be good this year, but did you expect them to be as good as they've been through these first 4 games?
Well, I don't know that I knew or had it involved with stats, but I did think that because if you noticed how many players we kept when we cut the squad back, it was predominantly a little weighted toward the defense. And so we really felt like that we had players, good players, and we felt like that that's the way we ought to weight this thing to give us a chance to win. Again, we didn't expect to lose a quarterback right out of the chute, but we didn't know Cooper Rush could step in and play as good as he's playing either. And so combination of those things are what you find out when you kick it off.
Jerry, how much has Rush, what he's done, allow you guys to be patient, even more patient, and not have the angst of wanting to bring Dak back earlier?
Well, I think that everybody should feel like I feel, and that is that Rush gives us a chance. We certainly know that Dak, as we look to the future, that Dak is an ingredient to our success that's really a must. So we all understand that. But we also know that just as Rush has had to step in here during these 3 games, and maybe more right now, nothing says that can't happen again. And that's what you have with backup quarterback. The first thing that happened when Dak went down that early, literally after the first game, I thought, oh, have we shortchanged ourselves? Have we really got this quarterback thing addressed? And so I'll tell you this, he's answered any apprehension I had about our ability to go out here and compete. And I think compete around the league with anyone with him. But there's no doubt that it should give us confidence because everybody knows that you can lose your quarterback on the next play.
Jerry, with the way the team has looked the last 3 weeks, how do you explain how the team looked in week 1?
Well, Tampa had a lot to do with it. Tom Brady had a lot to do with it. They've got a good defense, and we're playing better. We're playing better across the board. We played than week 1. And so we played better, plus we played a top team, and I think we're seeing, at least so far, that Tampa is a team to reckon with. You've got to really get ready to bring your best. We didn't play that well. Tampa had a lot to do with it, but we didn't play that well. Even though Dak played the whole game, we still didn't. So I can reconcile that in my mind, and I can reconcile that when I look around at the scores and the games that have been played so far, I see good teams running up another good team that had a big day and coming out on the short end. That's the NFL.
Jerry, what do you?
Dan Quinn has been able to do as your defensive coordinator these past since the season started. He thought the process that you're probably not going to have him as your coordinator next year because somebody's going to hire him to be a head coach.
Well, again, I did something about that I did something about Dan in the off season. That's why we've got him today. Okay, I did something about that, and so I recognized that he was important in the off season, and so that's in other words, to answer your question, I don't have to say words. We did something about it. He's here, and he didn't have to be here, and so we're glad to have him here. Obviously, and the players are playing because they feel a part of being a part of what he's started. You've got players like Lawrence and players like that. So there's a nice chemistry going on here with his time with the Cowboys. Again, that's next year, but I know this, that we've done as good a job of having him here as you can do.
Jerry, I know there's some unpredictability, but what do you think this week looks like as far as Dak, and what does he have to do in your mind to get back out on the field?
I don't know. I really don't. I know that he does need to be able to grip and control and throw the ball. And he does need to do that so that the pain won't keep him from doing it. And so I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I do know that he's making great progress. He's certainly everything that I can see that we hoped when we didn't put him on IR. I'm glad we didn't have him on IR. He's getting to practice this week. He's going to evolve more and more, and so that's good. It also feels good to know that Rush is playing at this level.
Is there any thought of giving him an extra week, even if he is ready, just because of how valuable that Philadelphia game is?
There's no thoughts about that because it's first of all we've got to see generally if in fact that he's in a position to play a ball game, and we've got to get ready to play, of course, beginning here the first of the week. So we'll see how that goes. I don't have any way, have no way, by talking to a doctor or even by talking with Dak, I have no way to assess whether or not he's going to be able to play this week.